In the corridors of science and philosophy, where empirical evidence and logical discourse reign supreme, the idea of divine intervention often seems an outsider. Yet, history reveals that some of humanity's greatest intellectual pioneers, though not consciously seeking divine truths, unintentionally uncovered concepts that resonate deeply with the existence of a higher power. Their groundbreaking discoveries and insights, born of rigorous inquiry, subtly point toward the threads of a divine framework underlying our universe. First, we will explore the perspectives of scientists, individuals whose work in unraveling the mysteries of the natural world often led them to encounter profound questions about existence and design. Then, we will delve into the realm of philosophers, whose contemplations on morality, existence, and the human condition reveal a remarkable inclination toward the divine. Together, these insights from science and philosophy paint a compelling picture of a universe where the boundaries of reason and faith begin to blur. The revolution in scientific thought. The 20th century marked a paradigm shift in understanding the cosmos. As classical Newtonian physics gave way to the enigmatic realm of quantum mechanics, scientific icons like Albert Einstein, Max Planck, and Niels Bohr grappled with phenomena that shattered the deterministic universe. The universe, once seen as a clockwork mechanism, suddenly revealed mysteries that hinted at deeper, intangible forces. Max Planck, the pioneer of quantum theory, uncovered truths that revolutionized physics. But his findings also brushed against the metaphysical. Planck asserted, "I regard consciousness as fundamental and matter as derivative from consciousness." This radical view overturned the materialist perspective, suggesting that the physical universe arises not as an independent entity, but as an expression of a deeper immaterial consciousness. Planck's ideas resonate with the philosophical notion that a conscious observer, or even a cosmic consciousness, underlies the universe. In theological terms, this aligns with the concept of a creator whose will brings forth existence itself. Planck's work bridges the scientific and the spiritual, implying that our universe may be more than random atoms. It may be intentional, orchestrated, and purposeful. Albert Einstein, though often identified as agnostic, expressed awe for the order and elegance of the universe. His famous words, "The more I study science, the more I believe in God," encapsulate his recognition of a harmonious cosmos governed by laws too precise and intricate to be the product of chance. Einstein's theory of relativity demonstrated the interwoven fabric of space and time, underscoring an inherent logic and beauty to the universe's design. Such profound intricacy, Einstein argued, suggests a rational mind at work, a sentiment echoed by religious and spiritual philosophies across the ages. Though he dismissed a personal deity, Einstein's work dances on the edge of the divine, hinting at a higher intelligence guiding the cosmic symphony. Niels Bohr made groundbreaking discoveries in quantum theory that changed how we understand reality. He showed that particles, like electrons, can be in multiple states at once, a concept called superposition. This only changes when we observe them, a phenomenon known as the observer effect. This suggests that our consciousness isn't just watching the universe passively. Instead, it plays an active role in shaping what happens around us. Bohr's work implies that reality is not fixed but fluid, influenced by awareness itself. Could this observer-dependent universe be evidence of a divine observer? A consciousness that holds creation in its gaze. This interpretation draws striking parallels to theological perspectives of an all-seeing creator sustaining existence through awareness. Philosophy and the divine roots of morality. In the vast expanse of human thought, the question of morality has remained a cornerstone of philosophical inquiry. Why do we, as beings made up of particles and governed by natural laws, experience profound moral imperatives? Why does the weight of guilt and the pull toward what we perceive as good feel so deeply ingrained in our very nature? Philosophers have long sought to answer these questions, and in doing so, they have inadvertently touched upon ideas that point toward something greater than humanity, a higher lawgiver, a divine source that transcends material existence. Immanuel Kant, one of the most influential thinkers of the Enlightenment, addressed this question with unparalleled clarity. For Kant, morality was not a subjective construct shaped by societal convenience or personal preference. Instead, he argued that our sense of duty, what he termed the categorical imperative, is intrinsic and universal. This categorical imperative, a moral law within us, compels us to act not based on what benefits us, but on what we recognize as inherently right. For instance, it tells us to help a stranger in need, even when no one is watching, or to speak the truth, even at great personal cost. This sense of moral obligation, Kant believed, could not arise from the physical world alone. It was too consistent, too universal, and too disconnected from self-serving instincts to be a mere product of evolution or cultural conditioning. Instead, it pointed to a higher order of existence, a moral framework that humanity is compelled to follow, a divine legislator who authored the law within us. Kant's ideas are deeply illuminating when viewed alongside the observations of C.S. Lewis, a scholar and literary giant who transitioned from atheism to faith. Lewis described morality as the moral law, a kind of universal compass that operates independently of human invention. He noted how strikingly similar moral principles appear across cultures and epochs. From ancient codes like the Babylonian Hammurabi's laws to the ethical teachings of Confucius and the commandments of the Judeo-Christian tradition, humanity's core sense of right and wrong remains consistent. Why, Lewis asked, would different societies, separated by oceans and millennia, converge on similar moral truths? To him, the answer was clear. There exists a moral lawgiver who imprints this sense of right and wrong onto the human conscience. Lewis made a particularly poignant observation about the role of guilt in human life. Guilt, he argued, is not merely a psychological quirk, but a profound indicator that we are aware of falling short of a standard that transcends us. Imagine the feeling of unease when we betray a friend, lie to a loved one, or act selfishly when altruism was possible. This sense of wrongdoing is not dictated by societal rules alone after all. Societies vary in their specifics, but rather by a deeper, universal awareness of good and evil. Lewis likened this inner conflict to a musician hearing a wrong note. In an otherwise harmonious symphony, it suggests we are attuned to an eternal standard, even if we often fail to meet it. Modern science and psychology also lend weight to these philosophical reflections. Theories of evolutionary biology attempt to explain morality as a mechanism for group survival, yet they struggle to account for its more selfless or sacrificial aspects. Why do people often act against their self-interest to do what they believe is right? Why do we revere figures like Mahatma Gandhi, who sacrificed personal comfort to fight for justice, or Mother Teresa, who dedicated her life to serving the poorest of the poor? Their actions transcend mere survival instincts. They point toward a moral dimension that seems woven into the fabric of human existence. Furthermore, the ubiquity of moral dilemmas, questions of fairness, justice, and mercy illustrates the universality of the human conscience. Even children, with no formal instruction, exhibit a rudimentary sense of fairness. Studies show that toddlers express distress when witnessing unequal treatment or acts of harm. These behaviors are not taught, they emerge as if from an innate blueprint etched into our consciousness. Could this universal moral instinct arise without intent? Or does it point to a creator who encoded this guidance into humanity from the very beginning? Theologians and philosophers across traditions have echoed these ideas, though expressed in different ways. Christianity and Islam speaks of humans being created in the image of God, reflecting divine attributes, including morality. Hinduism and Buddhism explore the concept of dharma, a universal law of right living that aligns individuals with cosmic order. In these perspectives, morality is not a construct but a recognition of the divine order that permeates existence. Taken together, the reflections of Kant, Lewis, and the broader human experience suggest that morality is not just a survival tool or cultural artifact, but a signpost pointing to the divine. It is as if a higher intelligence has written a law within us, calling us to live not merely as creatures of instinct, but as beings capable of reflecting the Creator's justice, mercy, and love. This moral compass, far from being a trivial detail of human life, may well be the most profound evidence of a reality beyond the material, a reality where the ultimate source of goodness resides. In every moral choice, in every pang of guilt or pull toward altruism, we are reminded of this higher source. It whispers to us through the chaos of daily life, urging us to align ourselves with something greater, something eternal. Could this be the voice of God calling humanity to live in harmony with the divine moral order? The answer lies not in the stars, but within our very souls. Existential guilt, a window to the divine. Existential philosophers like Soren Kierkegaard delve deeper into the human psyche, exploring guilt and anxiety as profound markers of our existence. Kierkegaard argued that guilt arises not merely from survival instincts, but from an awareness of good, evil, and a higher moral order. To him, This guilt was evidence of humanity's estrangement from its creator, a divine reminder etched into our souls. Modern psychology complements this view, showing how guilt and morality shape human behavior in ways that often defy evolutionary logic. Why do humans sacrifice for strangers or strive for ideals at great personal cost? Such actions hint at innate moral compass, aligned with theistic beliefs of a creator who imbues life with purpose and meaning. As science and philosophy continue to probe the unknown, they often reaffirm ancient truths. From the Vedic scriptures' description of consciousness as the foundation of reality to the Abrahamic faith's emphasis on divine order, parallels abound. The idea that consciousness underpins existence, morality is universal, and the cosmos is harmonious resonates across cultures and epochs. Even secular thinkers unwittingly echo these spiritual principles. When scientists describe the fine-tuning of the universe, how physical constants seem perfectly calibrated for life, they tiptoe into the territory of intelligent design. The anthropic principle, for instance, suggests that the universe appears tailored to support conscious beings, a perspective that aligns strikingly with theistic creation narratives. The intellectual journey of humanity has often been driven by a quest for understanding, not divinity. Yet, as these scientific and philosophical pioneers reveal, the closer we come to unraveling the mysteries of existence, the more profound the echoes of a higher power become. The intricacies of quantum mechanics, the moral imperatives of humanity, and the universe's harmonious design all point toward a reality far from indifferent. As we venture further into the unknown, the boundary between science and spirituality grows ever thinner. Perhaps in our relentless pursuit of truth, we are not just uncovering the mechanics of the universe, but glimpsing its divine architect. Through the lens of science and philosophy, it becomes clear. The universe whispers the profound truth of intentional design, inviting us to listen.